Hello everyone. So you want to upgrade your 4-cylinder Wrangler to a 6-cylinder. Well, I'm not here to tell you no. I'm just here to give you some pointers on how I did it and what couple pointers that can make it go quicker for you. I'm not going to bore you with the video on how to remove the motor and transmission. You already know how to do that. But go ahead and get those out of the way, including the drive shafts, front and rear, the harness, since you're not going to use it engine side. You're going to go ahead and remove that fuel line from the frame to the manifold because that's not going to work anymore. Radiator, front clip, get all that stuff out of the way. So I went ahead and bought some aftermarket brackets for the 6-cylinder. I bought them online. They came with pretty easy instructions to read, not much there, just some measurements. I tack welded and then measured and measured and measured, kind of felt comfortable with it, and then after I did all that, you still got to figure out how you're going to mount the steering bracket to your new motor mount, since that's in the way now. So you're going to have to do some trimming there and figure out where it's going to sit. The brake lines as well, you're going to have to kind of bend those out carefully with your hand, so they fit around the new motor mounts. So the new motor mounts and the new motor, everything is going to get pushed back about 2 inches. And when I say everything, I mean everything. The motor sits closer to the firewall. The fuel line is going to be in a different position. The transmission sits further back, so you're going to have to figure out what you're going to do there if you're going to use that same belly pan. your drive shafts. Now the front one's going to be longer and the back one's going to be shorter. So you're going to have to kind of figure that out. I got lucky. I found some on Marketplace that I was able to pop in, some stock ones, but I had to know my measurements before I went looking for those. Since this is an '04, I hopped on eBay and found a wiring harness from an '04. Now, I had asked the question and asked it different ways to that vendor that was selling that harness. If this was a sport, I felt like the sport would cover most of the criteria that I was trying to meet. This is just going to be a stock Wrangler for now. So I try to keep everything the same year. And I ended up with what I think is a Rubicon, because it has the wiring harness for the lockers. So the donor, I thought I was going to get away with moving everything out of this 2004 Jeep Wrangler, Jeep Cherokee Laredo. But the only thing I ended up using really from it was the engine. And I don't. That's pretty much it. The transmission did not work. The transfer case did not work. I was going to use a 231 from the Wrangler anyways, but that's really it. The wiring harness is different. So really all I ended up taking was this motor, and it was a great running motor that just got in an accident. So I got lucky in that sense. I would advise, if you're going to do a swap from a 4-cylinder to a 6-cylinder in a Wrangler, get the same year. Now, that's like asking a lot. Try to get the same year. If you can't, at least get the donor where it's complete. Like, say you found a wrecked Wrangler, go that route. It's always easier, and it's better when you have the donor there on site. You could just pull stuff as you need it, because you need everything: engine, transmission, probably even transfer case, the drive shafts, the frame to manifold or fuel rail fuel line, the purge lines. You're going to need all those for the evap system. You're going to need a new steering pump. The 4-cylinder uses a remote reservoir valve, and that's fine, but the lines don't kind of hook up, so you're going to need a new pump. You're going to need a new radiator, new hoses. You're going to need to extend the transmission fluid cooler lines. You're going to have to drill new holes in the belly pan for the transmission mount, the whole bit. So it's better if you can get a donor as a Wrangler if you want to do this project.